Hello, my name is Alexander Taylor and I'm with SEC IT. And today I'm going to give you a full overview of the new Crestron media card, as well as a how-to on how to use each and every single component on this particular card. So let's go ahead and get started right over here with the computer. The computer is the very first part of our presentation, and as you can see, it is on. That's what it's going to have to be able to use this particular card. To make sure that it's on, all you have to do is make sure that the green LED on the power button is lit. And of course, if it's not, go ahead and press that button, not too long, and you'll be able to turn the computer on. Going above the computer, you can actually see the DVD player. That will allow you to go ahead and play any DVD videos that you may need for your class. Moving forward, going above the computer and whatnot, you're going to notice the mouse, keyboard, monitor, and of course, your PowerPoint clicker. Moving forward from that, you have the flip top. The flip top is a very important piece of the card, as this enables you to connect laptops and pretty much any other device to the card. So to engage the flip top, there is a button on the front of the flip top. Go ahead and press that button, and by pressing that button, it's going to flip the top up and slide it back into its place in the back of the card. At that, we'll go ahead and reveal your HDMI and your USB-C connections. With those HDMI and USB-C connections, they are fully retractable. You can go ahead and pull it out so that we have plenty of room to go ahead and put your laptop wherever you would like. And of course, there is a button on the particular flip top to retract these HDMI and USB-C adapters back into place. So here's the HDMI and the USB-C connections, pulling out each one. And then I'll go ahead and press those buttons one more time to retract it again. Also included with the flip top is two power plugs, which will now allow you to go ahead and charge your laptops if needed. There's no need to bend over or anything like that anymore. So now to put the flip top back into place, all you have to do is grab the flip top, if you will, back here in the back, lift up, bring it down, and you will hear an audible click when the mechanism engages. And that is the flip top. Moving over to the right a little bit more, we have the most important piece of the media cart for y'all, and that is going to be the touch panel. The touch panel controls everything about this media cart, except for the computer, of course, as well as the projector. So, using the touch panel, you can see a few buttons on the bottom. You're going to see the home button, the sources button, the power button, the volume down button, and the volume up button. All of these buttons will be used, and I'll go ahead and go over them now. So, by pressing the power button, that is going to turn on the system. That will bring up a message saying the system is powering on, and it will beep the projector as well, indicating that the projector is actually turning on. Now, the projector does take around 15 seconds or so to go ahead and actually boot up properly. So, as that boots up properly, the touch panel will change from that original home page over to the source selection page. The source selection page, as you can see, has a few tiles on it. It has the computer that I mentioned earlier. It has that HDMI and USB-C that I mentioned. It has an Air Media tile as well, which that one we'll go over in a separate video, as the Air Media does require a little bit more in-depth learning to be able to use. And then moving over to the right a little bit more, we do have the document camera tile as well. So as you can see, the projector has booted up at this point, and it is showing the computer. Now each tile shows its own status, if you will. When the computer or any device is showing, that particular tile will be highlighted in gray with a gray outline around that particular tile. And then on the tile itself, you may have noticed a green or red dot. The green dot indicates there's actually an input on that particular tile that can be used. So the computer is on, so the computer tile has a green dot. The Air Media is on, so the Air Media has a green dot. However, the HDMI and USB-C I mentioned earlier have no connections, thus indicating with the red dot that there are no connections available for those. Even the document camera, even though it's there, has a red dot saying that it's not connected. And that's simply because the document camera hasn't been turned on yet. Now, to resolve that, All we have to do is turn on the document camera by coming around to the cart. And now I have to walk around a cable, so don't mind me. You won't have to do this. But to engage the document camera, you just have to turn the document camera around, bring up the arm, and make sure the arm is facing downwards towards the table. Then to power the document camera on, all you have to do is press on the large power button on the base of the document camera one time. That will start booting up the document camera. It'll take a little while to go ahead and fire up as it calibrates itself. And then after it's done booting, it will show a green dot on the particular document camera tile, allowing you to go ahead and press on that tile, thus swapping over to the document camera as you can see here. It's very seamless, it's very fast, no need to wait anymore, that sort of thing. You're able to swap in between each input almost instantly. So, that is a complete overview of how to use the particular components as they sit. However, I'm going to show you a couple different things that popped up while we have the system on and weren't there when the system was off. So as you can see, a new button appeared on the bottom right-hand corner of the touch panel, and that button is called the video mute button. That video mute button is a very key feature in this particular cart because sometimes you may be clicking around on the computer, or maybe you have something you have display on the document camera that you didn't mean to display to the class and you need to get rid of it really quickly. Now, clicking fervently on the machine works sometimes, but for those of you that it may not work, or quickly throwing documents on the floor, those two options seem like a good idea at the time, but maybe you don't want to do that to cause too much of a scene. You can go ahead and hit the video mute button instead, and it will disable the projector's video output, thus showing a blue screen instead of anything that you have displaying here on the monitor. So when you press that video mute key, it's actually going to glow red. And once it's glowing red, that indicates that the video is muted and cannot be viewed on the projector at this time. Now, to resolve that, of course, to go back to displaying on the projector, all you have to do is hit that video mute key one more time. It will then go back to its original color on the touch panel, and then you'll now see that the projection is showing this particular display once again. Now, for the final piece of this touch panel is to go over the volume control of the room. Each new Crestron media cart comes equipped with full volume control for the 6 speakers that are in the ceiling of each particular media cart. So, I will go ahead and demonstrate how to go ahead and change the volume in these rooms. Very simple. You have your volume down, you have your volume up. That's all there is really to it. You can control the volume from the touch panel, and of course you can still edit it from the actual computer as well. But the touch panel gives you a nice, easy, clear access to it. So, I've gone ahead and given a full overview and how-to on each particular component in this entire Crestron media cart. But now I'm going to go ahead and go over how to bring the cart to shut down, so that way you can shut it down and leave for the day. So for the computer in particular, you want to go ahead and sign out, not lock. You'll want to sign out of the computer, or you could even restart it if you would prefer. After doing that, you can go ahead and come over to the touch panel. You may notice that the power button is still red because that means the system is still on. Go ahead and tap on that power button one more time, and you'll get a message saying the system is powering down. The red touch panel, or rather the red button on the touch panel, will then go back to light gray, indicating that the system is now back in standby mode. Then it'll go back over to its home page. With that, the touch panel and the system as a whole, except for one particular piece, is now completely off. Going back over to the right, you're going to notice the document camera. It's still in its original position, and it's still on. To turn off the document camera, you will need to press on that power button on the base once, and then a second time for confirmation. Once that's done, the document camera will instantly turn off. You can go ahead and move the document camera's arm back into its original location, so that way it's prepared and ready for the next instructor that comes in for the room. And with that, that concludes the entirety of the how-to and overview of the entire new Crestron media cart. My name is Alexander, and as of course, if you have any questions regarding the cart, feel free to visit me in the library. I'm always happy to help. But of course, if you need immediate assistance and you need a phone call, go ahead and give the help desk a call. They'll be ready to assist you just as fine as well. Thank you.